Well, 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 we are back. What's up, everybody? See Vincentino, the Punisher, Poncho, Harjit, Gerardo, Jojo, CMM, and Jurgen. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? What's up, Rodney? Dark Prince, Arturo? Freddie, tonight I think we're going to look at some of the code. We might walk through some of the sound stuff and might go through some stuff like that. Because we uh, kind of went through most of the graphics that were unused. Um, we went through the graphics that were unused in the past couple streams, and we touched on the sound a little bit, and now might mess a little bit with the sound, and then maybe do look at the source code. Source code. This is going to be the fun stuff. I feel like. I mean, maybe not, but I feel like this is going to be a lot of fun. Classic Kombat graphics. Well, tell you what we'll do. We'll look at some graphics again real quick. Uh, if for no other reason than to just kind of walk through, um, some of the setup stuff. So there's a GitHub. I believe this is it. Yeah. So if you guys are interested in this, let me see if I can find it. It's been a minute. Do. It's just called IMG. Is it this one? Yeah. So it can be downloaded from here. The executable can be downloaded from here. And what this does is you open, this is the fun part, wherever you want the data to be, wherever you want to extract the files, this img.exe folder or program is extracted wherever it is. Where is it? Where'd it go? Maybe I removed it from here. I don't know. That IMG file gets moved in, and where did it go? I wanted to show you guys how this worked. Maybe I can make a separate video on that. That might be the best. Because I don't know where it is. Well, that's no good. I have it on the C drive, though, I think. Yeah, so there's this. Essentially, to show you guys, to demonstrate how this works really quick, I have the IMG file here. I'm going to grab a couple of the data files, The BDD and BDB files, these two, they have to be in the same directory because it uses it here. And it's really easy. You just grab the BDD file, you drag and drop it on img.exe, and it creates the folder. And from here, as you can tell, is a bunch of images. I like to view them as extra large icons, and I like to try to sort them by size, just so it puts the put together files together first, and then it has the segments down below. Another thing I have downloaded is something called IR Fan View with the thumbnails, and that's what I was showing last week. And within IR Fan View, you can open up thumbnails, and all you have to do is navigate to the appropriate directory. So, for instance, if we just go to the C drive and we go back to this IMG directory, you can see the files here. And you can do the same thing, I believe. You can sort them by size and all that. Thumbnail options, sort them by their file size in descending order. You can manually set the size of the thumbnails. The only problem with that is when you get down into smaller ones, they're very, very pixelated. So, and then you can open them up if you want to view them bigger. You have that option. An IR Fan View or IRFan View is free to download, so yep, that is the way that works. And it works with the .img files also. I'll run over through that real quick. So let's see. Let's do, I don't know. Let's do the blood files. That's fun. Or wait, no. MK1 blood. We'll just take the IMG, drag it over here. I should copy these, not move them. And then just drag it down, and it spits out a directory with all that stuff in it. You can view it there, or you can go back to IR Fan View, and you can view them all here, however you would like to do it. So there we go. That's how the graphics extraction works. There's an app called Noesis, Noesis, that you can use as well. Some people prefer that. I've used them both. I think I used Noesis on the first stream. It's probably a little bit, more. It's probably a little bit more versatile with other things. The img.exe is just it's more geared towards what's the word I'm looking for? It's more geared towards IMG is geared more towards just midway games, whereas Noesis is image extraction for like darn near anything you can think of. So, all right. So let's look at some of the source code. And if you guys want to throw into the chat stuff that you might like to see, by all means, throw it out there, and we will see if we can find it. So, the first thing I want to look at, see if we can find it. And of course, all right, character hint routines, all right. And of course, we gotta look for these words. So, looks like it's in here. It looks like it's in this. It looks like it's in this. No, it looks like it's in this one. So, of course, we gotta look for that. Dump all of our stuff in info on ProcStack. Too far away to give a crap about. No, just flip over it. All right, so there's some offsets here. What we got? Fan size, rating 9, 10, 11. So there's, Scorpion and Scorpion. That's funny. So the character IDs, for Smoke and Noob, and they're basically just, extra Scorpions, pretty much, which is basically the way they behave as it is. So. Source code, if people want to really dig in, they can compile the source code. It really takes some digging, and I'm not sure that even all the tools exist. But if the tools were out there along with the source code leaks, it opens the door to being able to compile, compiling the game, which is something that is fun for some people, being able to compile the game themselves, which makes modifying stuff easier. They are separate characters, yes. They do have their own character IDs. And I believe that's to help with the extra speed and stuff like that. But we will look more into that. So we'll grab these. With the source code, is it possible to add Baraka and Raid into UMK3? It's possible without them if you have disassembly of the game and you're familiar with the disassembly of the game. The source code is just nice to have as a reference. Making UMK3 plus for some of Rain's moves and for Noob's moves, the source code was very helpful. It took a lot of the guesswork out of it. Not exactly 100% needed, but it is available, and it's a nice convenience. So, but yeah, Noob and Smoke are separate characters. The source code, it's possible that, it's possible that the animation is in there. It is possible. Not to say that it is, but it's possible that that code would be in there. They made the MK Trilogy sprites for Cage because they could not / would not use Daniel Pesina's image going forward. It was because of the lawsuit stuff, from my understanding. Like the lawsuit stuff, not everybody knows all the details of that. I don't even know all the details of it. There's more to it than what 95% of people know about it. But Carlos continued to work for Midway, so they just grabbed his sprites from MK2. They had to make new stuff for Johnny because, like I said, they couldn't put they couldn't slash they wouldn't use Daniel Pesina's likeness again. All right. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. I want to look at some of the throw stuff. Some funny business in Cincinnati. What are you talking about? Right. Let's see. I want to look for some throw. I want to look for throw stuff basically because there's something I want to figure out. Which, okay. I still don't know what you mean by funny business, but whatever. No, Daniel's from Chicago. So this is the part for projectile avoidance, in case you couldn't tell. Right. You're right, Atomic. It's not. That was just that's just hearsay and wives' tales. So, but yeah, that's what a lot of this, like this source code. It seems like it was there to send out to folks that were porting the game to home consoles to help make it easier. I think it seems like it. What's up, Sess? So it's like it's the arcade source code, but it's bundled in such a way that it makes things easier. So like the graphics, like I'll bring up the graphics, right? Um, See how at the bottom there's the segments. Well, this is a bad example. So like here, um, these are also bad examples. Let's go to the let's go to the characters. Um, shoot. Ah, darn it. There we go. So like these are all like you see they're all together obviously. These are the sprite segments that make these sprites up. These as a whole are not on the arcade are not on the graphics chips. Um, these down here are what are on the graphics chips. They just put them together to show the full blown ones, if that makes sense. So, what's up, Mr. C? Okay, so yeah, this is not really what I was looking for. Let's try drone charge slam. Okay, so here's something interesting. Uh, when the difficulty ramp is at 0, the CPU will not throw you. Are the sprites 16 by 8? They're not all the same size. They're all different sizes. Sess, I do not know who discovered these. Um, yeah, I don't know I don't know the name of the person. It's like historical source or something like that on GitHub, but it's I don't I don't like know who that is, but that's they've actually posted um, quite a few source leaks. Let's see, drone body slam. So is he airborne? We're going to drones. We're going to abort the slam, obviously. If the difficulty is 0, we're not going to slam. And if he is not a human player, he is a drone. And if he's, let's see, if he's ducking, it's okay to slam him. Drones. Yeah, this is not the most fun stuff, like the most fun stuff or the most interesting stuff, but I'm trying to make it as fun as you can, uh, as fun as you can get, as parsing through text. Yeah, Mr. C, don't don't mention him. I don't care to see him mentioned at all. So it's the one thing I okay. We're getting there. I gotcha. So these are kind of interesting. Like, so this one, like, let's just dial back to um, see what's based on the difficulty ramp. All right, that's probably the best way to do it. Yeah, we'll get there, HJN. I'm just going through the computer difficulty stuff for now, and this is just in the drone routines. There's a ton of other. There's a ton of other stuff. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of code to go through. So, and this is all. I mean, this is stuff that we know about it from the uh, like from the disassembly of the arcade of like the code from the arcade game. Um, it does not look near this good. So like this is like the actual. This is like the source code right here. For comparison, let's look at. So this is the disassembled code. So you can see there's not a whole lot of sense to be made if you don't know what you're looking for. The source code, having the source code, makes things a lot easier. So it definitely creates some convenience. So ask Mr. Diff. Magical routine which asks Mr. Diff if I can perform a certain act. Input a 0 table of 10 random values which are used based on the magical variable called diff. Returns carry set, yes, carry clear, no. Okay. So ask Mr. Diff. So we're getting the difficulty, and we're comparing it to 9. So if it's less than or equal, we're going here. And so we're doing a shift left logical of 4. So let's do this. Let's make it practical. All right. So let's say we move the value to A1 and the value is 8. All right, let's do a shift left logical of 4, and that gives us a value of 80. So we're basically taking the value, the base value of this random act, we're adding 80 to it, and then we're moving what's at the address there, and then we're getting our rand per opportunities. What's up, Dragonfly? What's up, Headlocked? Shift left logical shirt. I like that. So here's this interesting thing. So 9 is the maximum difficulty ramp. Depending on what, in MK2, depending on what difficulty is chosen in the like in the CMOS menu or the operator menu, the options menu, whatever you want to call it, based on that depend like it does two things. It starts you at a difficulty ramp, and it ramps up the difficulty at a different level, if that makes sense. So if you're on very hard, you're not going to start at 9. You'll probably start at like 3 or 4, but then by the third fight, you'll be all the way up at the maximum ramp, which is 9. That's cool, Dragonfly. Glad to see you. Glad for everybody that's here. This is a ton of fun, honestly. So, like, this is fun for me. It might not, like I said, it's hard to make parsing through code interesting, but I enjoy it. So anyway, so if it's less than or equal, we're going here to do the random act, because it is going to be less than or equal to 9. They built a failsafe in here. So if it's not less than or equal to 9, if it's above 9, which is the maximum difficulty, as Ed says here, it's a screwed up value, so we just make it 7. And then that's our rand per entry. And then based on the difficulty level, we have certain random options that the routine is going to jump to. I would say, Headlocked, I would say that most arcade operators probably kept it at medium. I don't know. Um, I never played on a game that was so hard. Like, I never played an MK2 in the arcade that was so hard I couldn't get past the first match or past the second match. So I'm guessing they probably left it at medium. And I've never seen an operator's manual, but I wonder if it kind of explains to them how it works. Yes, that's the top of it. What's interesting? Difficulty avoid repeats. Avoid repeated blows based in difficulty. Input is A0, which is a table of repeat values that we want to avoid reaching. So get his action, count his number of times that action's used, and then if that is 0, go to no repeats. So include this hit, and is he abusing it, then we're going to avoid using it again. That's kind of cool. So the CPU doesn't completely spam you out with repeats. Yeah, Abdul, the object of it was to take your quarters and make money. And that's really what arcade machines were. They were amusement machines. And like everything else, amusement is a business. So you create those things for people's amusement, and they'll keep chucking their quarters into it. I don't think the MK4 code has been, no. So here's something that's interesting. So it looks to see if you're ducking, and if you're ducking, it's okay to throw you. And what I find interesting about this part is stick away, and if so, they're not going to throw. So it looks to see if you're short, if you're ducking, before it looks to see if you're holding back, which is why holding, which would be why holding down and back in order to keep a human player from throwing you works, but it doesn't work against the CPU. And I kind of actually want to get, I kind of actually want to test some of this stuff. Crazy as this is, I kind of want to get a little bit down and dirty with this and see what we can find. Let's do that. I'm going to turn the sound kind of way down so the algorithm might not bust me. So let's see. Okay, let's see. So I'm just going to hold back and block. Okay. Huh? Did you see that? I'm holding down, back, and block. Instantly thrown. Let's use Reptile, the ultimate jobber. See, I'm here. I'm just holding back and block. I'm just holding block. He threw me. If I hold back, he's not. So now if I hold down, back, and block, thrown. 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 Oh my gosh. Man, Baraka's having a day, buddy. All right. So yeah, that's kind of cool to see. So we know now exactly why holding down and back doesn't keep you from getting thrown. Holding back and block does, because it's checking to see if you're ducking first. If I'm sure that I am certain if you were to reverse this, is he holding away? Then if you put this up there first and then you put this up here, then you'd get holding down and back to block would prevent you from getting thrown. Ah, yeah, here you go. Here we go. Can drone slam? Answers the this is what I've been looking for. Okay. Answers the can drone slam? Answers the question with A0, distance we must be within to slam. 0 equals no slam allowed. So we're moving the difficulty to A0, and then we're adding slam distances, and then we're moving what's there. So like when you see move star A0, A0, how about Drew adds a comment here? Nah, Drew doesn't need to add a comment. Drew will just say it. So when you move what's at A0 to register A0, you're moving the value that's found at that address to A0. And a word is 2 bytes, I believe. So 000 whatever. It would show up in registers as 0046 and so on. So here are your slam distances: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's a there's a 10th one here for whatever reason. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they added an extra one. Added some extra in there. So you have to be 46 away for 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it goes up. So by the time you get to the higher difficulty levels, you're at a full 10 pixels may not seem like a whole lot, right? But when it's, when the screen is only, what is it, like 240 pixels wide or something like that, that's significant. So yes, based on the difficulty, hey, what's up, Axel? So yeah, based on difficulty, we do have different slam distances. So there's difficulty levels, and then there's the difficulty ramp. And the way that works is the difficulty level starts you at a certain level, and then it ramps you up based on the difficulty chosen. So it gets harder faster. It's basically Viagra for your arcade machine. But that is exactly what I was looking for. This right here. But then we can also we can go back through here and so if we set it to very easy, so now we Oh my goodness. Sweep tricks. Anybody remember doing that in the arcade? Ah, you did. Alright, so let's see if that trick will work with Molina. Nope. Let's hold back. We're just holding back. She's dirty. But as soon as I duck and block, she gets me. And now, this should have ramped me down to the bottom difficulty. So we're doing the same thing that was being done before. So if you ever catch the opponent low kicking you, punish them. Like if she tries to low kick me. Oh, too slow. It's punishable. Oh, cheap. All right. Anyway. Um. So I don't want to say that it's designed to ignore the game mechanics' own rules. I prefer to say that the rules don't apply. Because it's not like you're saying, oh, I'm a computer, so it doesn't apply to me. It just, certain parts of the game, like the drone routines, don't take certain variables into account at all. So basically, the CPU or the AI or drone or whatever you want to call it is playing by its own playing by a different set of rules. I found something very cool actually in the UMK3 disassembly code. Basically, when you hit when you hit low punch up close, depending on the difficulty level, is the chance that you get thrown, which is why every time you try to throw on a very hard difficulty, you get thrown instead, unless you're Sub-Zero and they're frozen. If they're frozen, you get a free throw. Anyway, sorry. So, let's see. So there's drone slams, and there's also drone slam frequency. Which is why. So, again, no frequency allowed if the difficulty is 0. And then we're getting a time since last for the drone slam. So based on that, it's like at the higher difficulty levels. If you guys remember, like Molina and Katana throwing you into the corner and then throwing you right back out of the corner. That's because um, enough time has gone by. So F0, let's look. So F0 hex is 240 frames, which is about uh, four, five, 4.5 ish seconds. 4.5 ish seconds between throws. And as the difficulty ramps up, of course, you're getting to where at the highest levels, only about a second between throws. So we can actually we can show this as well. So if we ramp the difficulty up, actually let's not do that just yet. Let's leave it at very easy. I forget how to do this. There it goes. So after the first match, it should be quite a few frames before Melina throws me again. So let's find out. The old foot. I'm telling you, man, the foot sweep battle was real. No, they don't. So here we're at F0. It should be like 4 seconds before Melina can throw me again. 1, 2, 1. Well, this may not be the final source code either. It also depends on the difficulty ramp. I may be up at cheap. So I'm curious. I don't know that I have an MK2 disassembly. Maybe I do. I'll be darned, I do. So I want it, but that's not how I want it. I want it in. Okay, this should work. Should be able to find a cluster of them because so we're looking for slam distances. We should find some 46s in a row. So let's see. There's a lot of 0046s in here. Good lord. That's why I wanted to try the maybe I do have an MK2. Hang on. Hold on. I'm sure I don't, but I don't even know where it would be. Let me run a search over in this window here real quick so we're not wasting time. Don't know that I have anything, but we'll find out in a minute. So there's a lot set up. Like they are really working on getting you through that first match. I guess it's crazy. Oh yeah, yeah. If he did, I'm sure he would. It would actually be easy to find if I going zip through all this garbage. Here we go. There it is. One, two, three, four, five, six, 10, 11. Yep. So here's the distances. This is exactly what we were looking for. So let's do this. Let's let me open the TMS assembler so I can grab the calculator really quick. We can have some fun with this. Yeah, we can have some fun with this. I am allowing slams from ungodly distances. Alright. So she's not going to throw me here, but somebody will next match. Alright. So now, like, ungodly throwing distances. Let's see what happens. Huh. Almost there. Actually, let's do, like, stupid distances. Like, basically throw anywhere. I'm not good at this game. Let me switch to a character I can actually play with real quick. Or I could actually just... Double flawless fatality. Oh, did you see that? There was like almost a full foot sweep distance away, and he threw me. Balanced and fair. Get good. There it is again. Oh, oops. So there you go. There's the throwing debate right there. There's the throwing debate. All right. So yeah, there we go. There's the slam distance. So let's see. Let's see. Gonna check to see. Searches the address for the word sized value followed by the word sized value. Okay. This one might take a second to search. Oh, yep. Went into not responding. It's searching a lot of data. My bad. We'll see what happens later with that when it's done searching. I'm basically looking for that timeline where, how long between throws. That may not have actually gotten into the game. It either, or there's also times where there's source code that never gets called. Where did we find that? Where did we find that? That ain't right. Drone slam frequency. Yeah, it looks. I mean, it could be in there. Anyway. Yeah, you see, so yes, based on the difficulty of the game, um, there is a difference of how far away they can throw you, and there's usually a distance um, for a throw before they try that routine. Yeah, can drone slam. So anyway, was it diff or was yeah? Drone slam stuff. Drone slam. What else can we find that is based on computer difficulty? See, like, all this stuff is like the drone backing up, which they don't do that much. So far attacks, if the difficulty is zero, um, if the difficulty is zero, they're not going to throw a projectile. Well, that's interesting. Drone Kano jump. That's very interesting. Let's look in the source code. Oh, that's a good question. So there's this drone duck fast, which followed by drone duck uppercut. So there's a drone duck fast here, which is probably why they don't even look like they're ducking. Kano SD. Huh. Um, frames. Yeah, it's just related. It's in frames. Yeah, it's crazy just how much they won't do to you on very easy and easy. Oh, that's what I wanted to look at. I didn't have the difficulty adjusted very well. I completely screwed this up. Oh boy. MAME is still host. Yes, that is correct, Carl. That is one that I always was interested in. So, uh, there is code to get the fighters into their fighting stances. And then during gameplay, very rarely is the CPU in idle mode. Um, and the reason that Scorpion takes Sub-Zero's stance, Reptile does too. And then if you look at Melina, she will take Kitana's stance in the same situation. They're palette swapped characters, and the way their stances and stuff work a little bit differently than the rest of the cast. But so the CPU doesn't know, it just knows to go into an idle state, and when it's in an idle state, it goes to the default idle stance. If that makes sense. Yeah, they all do. They all take the default stance. The palette swaps are funny that way. It's done to save space essentially, instead of having to give them all individual uh, idle stances and walk stances, and or walk stances, things like that. Um, this the way they do it allows them to get away with saving some space. Okay, so this is cool. There's a number of times that you've done jump kicks. Oh, I really need MAME to unhose itself. We'll look for that another way. All right. Huh. Okay. So I should be limited to like 3 jump kicks before the opponent does something to me for it. Huh. He blocked the 4th one. Now let's see if that clears out for the round. One. So maybe it. Now that doesn't mean it's going to automatically punish me. As you can tell, he's whiffing. Oh my gosh. Forgot how bad I was at this game. I'm also on a keyboard, so that's my excuse. There we go. When in doubt, abuse the CPU. And something that I also hated, I mean, like, I hated this about MK2. Something I hated about MK2. Hated it. Sub-Zeros and Scorpions, freezes and spears never connected naked. Like, you just couldn't throw a freeze and hit somebody. Like from here, she'll always duck it or block it or punish it. Where that didn't happen in MK1 or UMK3. So yeah, it looks like it's per match, maybe. Maybe it's per round. Oh no! All right. Well, this is kind of cool. There's, based on the difficulty, there is a limit on how many jump kicks you can perform before they react to it. So move RPT angle counter, which is this one. So we ask Mr. Diff, and so based on this response is how they're going to um, counter whether it's a block or some kind of attack. Because you saw Melina tried to counter it a couple different ways. It's kind of cool that we can actually do this practically too. We have the game in front of us and we can like check the source code. So huh, that's interesting. He is flipping away from me. Is he him? Zap the back flipper. So if it's, let's see, if it's Raiden, Liu Kang, female, so Melina or Kitana, it'll throw a zap, and it's depending on the difficulty. And it doesn't do it if it's anybody else. Oh my gosh. who is him? Alright, so let's Raiden. I'm probably at an easier difficulty level right now, so this. Yeah, we're at very easy. All right, Abdul. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you being out here. So many hips. Hip bones, leg bones, bone bones. All right, so oh my gosh. Ah. Gotta love the spam. Okay, so now we should get some jump aways. Could it also happens every time it's blocked. Make a liar out of me. So Arturo, there is some character checks like that. So for instance, if I think if it's hang on, let me think. Okay. Counter angle jump. Angle towards me. So he's flipping away. Move to Raiden. Zap back flipper. So let's see what zap back flipper is. Okay. So there is a distance requirement down here. Difficulty, if it's easy, don't zap. Otherwise, get their X distance, get their height distance, and the backflip waiting time. Keep waiting. Okay, so it doesn't always happen. So if it's in punishable range. So which is hard to get sometimes. Trying to get this to work out. It's honestly kind of tough to, because don't have all of, like, I'm just looking at certain parts of the routines. Why would you do that to the Thunder God, Johnny? So let's see. How great UMK3 would look if they kept this attention to detail when it comes to to fatalities. Yeah. Well, Arturo, nostalgia wasn't a thing back then. It's a thing now. Um, they were, you know, UMK3. I feel like felt a lot more rushed than MK3, because it did have its own issues. Um, but I think they were probably under a lot of pressure to get the game out. MK2 is MK2 and MK3 are coded a lot more similarly than what MK1 is. MK1 is a mess. So, what the heck? There we go. Let's look at more diff stuff. So if he's Kung Lao, they're gonna not make things easy for him. And then so what is that? That's Raiden, Liu Kang, Melina and Kitana, and Kung Lao, right? So we can be anybody else. So we'll use first we'll use let's use Liu first. Or no. Let's use Shang first. Man. See how he flipped after me? Which is why the game was extremely easy for Scorpion going up the ladder. Because she's going to do... Goodness. Alright. So let me choose Scorpion this time. Katana is also, like, stupid hard in this game. Jump back. Which is why this works right here, because he's not Raiden, he's not Kang, he's not Melina or Kitana, and he's not Hathead. So now we're going to do a flip chase. So we're going to do a front flip jump. So yes, that's why that is so easy to manipulate. So let's look at this. So if it's not any of these characters, if they're going up, their Y velocity has them going up, it's okay to follow him. Otherwise, we're getting his dog. Huh. So if they're too low, they're going to zap the back flipper. So they're waiting till he's a certain distance away. So I wonder if this is because he's backflipping, he's Kung Lao, and this part don't make it easy for him. He can just do a teleport. He can either do a teleport or a dive kick on reaction to the projectile to punish. So zapping the back flipper, which is too easy. Avoid projectile. Excuse me. Pro avoid projectile. Ask Mr. Diff. Are we going to avoid it like a pro? No, we're just going to jump over it. Oh my goodness, this is great. It's like, nah, just jump over it. You'll be cool. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, so like this stuff to me, you have to forgive me. This stuff is cool. But so yeah, there are certain things like that in UMK3. So like if you are like if the opponent, if the CPU is unmasked Sub-Zero and you're like one of the teleporting ninjas, if you jump away, unmasked Sub will not throw an ice clone at you because they know you can teleport to avoid it and punish it. There's things like that that the computer does know what to look for. So, it's not like, I mean, some of the other stuff, I mean, there's pretty blatant CPU routines happening. But so things to avoid like a pro. Kung Lao, Kang, Cage Baraka, slides. Okay. Yes, there is, Atomic. There is. And some of this stuff, floor ice, which is why you can't floor ice them more than once at a time. I think it has a hit limit of 1. I don't think you can. Yeah, it does have a hit limit of 1. Fairly certain. Floor ice, sweep if you can. Getting your X distance. Otherwise, you're getting out of the way. Makes sense. So when people talk about, oh, the game reads your inputs, it's not exactly true. Whenever you do a move, whenever you do a move, uh, a status ID is assigned to your character. So that's more or less what the computer's looking for. So like if you are in like active frames for an ice ball, and depending on the difficulty and depending on stuff like that, they're going to, uh, either get hit by it or they're going to duck it or they're going to jump over it and punish. Um, and depending on the distance, is it just an immediate sweep? Is it a duck? Is it a jump over? Uh, that's not exactly reading your inputs. It's just based on your move ID, your status ID from your inputs. So I don't know who Brigoider is, but it sounds personal. So Super Kang. So this is the kind of thing that's kind of neat to me. So you know if the if the difficulty is below 3, so it's easy, they're just gonna duck it. And if he has more than 15 uh, pixels of health left, he's gonna block it. How do I react? Oh, this is good. This is what we're looking for. Answers the question given. A7, table of rampers. A1, action to avoid repeats. A7, magnitude of hit. Let him hit me, block or avoid, counter with one of my own. This is pretty cool. So if there's been too many repeats, they're going to counter the move. Let's see. The diff stuff, grab a percentage. Ran per react. React to him. And then this one, if it's the second entry, we're going to counter it. Yeah. And these are the different drone rampers. These are the values which we will allow. That's the difficulty ramp, 0 to 9. It's the repeat values that are allowed, I think. And here's the how do I. Don't just let him nail me, otherwise I am a sucker. That's funny. Oh man. Oh, really? This is so cool. Am I way ahead? Get his match. So if he has a win, no charity for him. And if I haven't won yet, no charity. Am I at a third of strength? No charity. Get his strength. He's too strong. No charity. Oh my goodness. Don't let him just nail me. This is cool right here. Like this is like I feel like this is really getting into the weeds. So like if you've won or if you've got at a certain strength or if he's at a certain strength, then you're not going to get the benefit. That's the kind of stuff. That's cool. Let's see. Okay, so this is the current game difficulty. Adjustment drone difficulty. Okay. That's just RAM related stuff. Boss. MK Boss. Kintaro. Not to be confused with Thick Taro, which I hear CMM has a affinity for Thick Taro. Am I right? Where did he go? Son of Goro. Thick Taro. All right. So this is so he has a much higher chance of throwing the zap at you. Which this is interesting to me because the typical so like now this is the boss. Notice the boss routines are different than the drone routines. Um, so the typical charity cases and the typical, I'm not going to hit you with this or that, or I'm going to let you have this, that doesn't apply when you play against the bosses. They may have their own difficulty related stuff in here, but other than that, the typical standard drone stuff is not happening. Here's some more Ask Mr. Diff stuff. Psycho Roar. The EJB code is stripped out of this, which is um, more in line with the thinking that it was made for uh, guys that were going to uh, for ports, because there is no EJB code stuff in here. So there is not a lot. So it looks like the difficulty stuff maybe is only based on his taunts. Because other than those couple ones, taunts. He's trash talking. Free hit. Oh, that's nice. So he even reacts differently based on if he hit or miss. Probably to make him less punishable on blocks. Yeah, the difficulty stuff really doesn't. The difficulty stuff really doesn't play into anything Shao Kahn does. Countering projectiles. Sorry, Shang, this gets annoying. So, if you're doing a flying kick, he's going to counter. Is the flip kick close? Then we're going to block it. If it's far away, he's going to ignore it. This stuff is cool. I don't know how it was found officially, no. Con 3 fork. Chump mode, block. Assume error. Or error. Assume badass mode. Okay. So yeah, that's just the equates. Yeah, so if we look for EJ, oh boy. That's just initials, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to get anything out of that. Let's see. MK canned. Yeah, let's look at canned. Close these out real quick. All the canned routines, right? Canned animations. Yeah, there's nothing fun here. Start smoking. Smoke victory. Clear shadow bit. I'm kind of curious on this one. Give me a second. I gotta try to find. There we go. What? Haha. Oops. Mighty Morphin Noob. So I didn't realize that there were no shadows in Goro's lair. Oops. That's alright. What's going on, Killer Arcade Games? Ha! I just crashed the game. Yeah, you do anything with smoke, any of the hidden characters, and it freezes the game. Let's see. MK Toast. So noob check, counting active players. That's easy enough. It only happens in 2-player mode. Newbie. Jade check. It's not going to happen in 2-player mode. This only looks to see if you won using only low kick. Any of these buttons, so you can only use low kick. Okay, so here we go. Toasty check. Player 1 state. Player 2 state. They're active. So this basically forces 2-player mode. I think. Yep. Poof, white flash, all that stuff. Growing question mark. Current background is the stage it's looking for. Yeah. And just, I mean, so help me. I could have sworn when I was a kid I was able to reach smoke in one player mode. I could be wrong, but I did it at the. I swear I did it at the arcade. Maybe I didn't. I must not have. Oh, oops. Trying to find the stage ID so I can move it up. It could be any of these. Let's see. There we go. What is up, Jeremy? No, I was just actually messing with this a little bit. I know we're not going to fight smoke. All right. But yeah, that's all that. Let's see. What else did we want to look at tonight, guys? I don't have a whole lot of time left. I know there were a whole bunch of questions at the top of this, um, but I can't really remember what you guys had asked for. Secret character hints. Okay. Um, Ermac. We are screwed big time. I love it. There we go. One second. Okay. All right, so here's clues. Called Smoke, Toasty. You can start finding me. Mortal Kombat 1. Ermac Who again. Ah, yep. Here it is. Weed out cheaters. So this is some real quick before we go into the clue stuff. This is something I found out. I mean, like, have you ever just let a game sit in two-player mode? So if you go to the fifth round or later, or if both players are at full strength, we go straight to game over. No more than 2 ties allowed. Reset process stack and game over. All right. Wait a minute. Do you only get... Hang on a second. I need to figure this out. Oops. Wow, that didn't just... that didn't just crash MAME, that destroyed it. My bad. Well, okay. Just trying to grab the character ID for Con. My bad. All right. Let's see. So smoke clues, clue giveaway. Round intro. Okay. Creating all the heads up stuff. Is it the final boss? If it is, we go to round intro with Con. Move audit clue. Audit event check. Yeah, Sebastian, they're available for you. You just have to know how to find them. Google is a very, 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 very powerful search engine. All right. All right. So here's the audit event check, the audit counter. Let's see. Really? Really? Well, it's definitely there. Hmm. Ah, no. Alright, so move immediate 1,000 to A2. Oh, you know what? We need... There you go. So it looks like... Is it every 1,000 matches? We'll find out real quick, though, CMM. I bet we'll find out real quick. Yep, let's find out. And we will make this probably the last thing we do tonight. That ain't it. I might be in the wrong spot, but that looks very similar, so... Okay. Changes to every 3. So is it every 3 rounds or every 3 matches? So there's... Low kick is so punishable. So we should get another clue. All right. So yeah, it looks like that. So every 1,000 rounds. Correct. Yes, it is. Um, it's saved in the CMOS. Yeah, because if we set this to, let's see. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There you go. Heh. 0. This is the same reason you could infinite smoke with smoke spear in MK3. That code right there, I bet. But yeah, there you go. That number right there. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Yeah, so audits. So those audits are saved in memory. Or not memory. They're saved in CMOS. Which, yeah, so it's definitely dialed up a bit or dialed back a bit, however you want to phrase it, Jeremy, for the home consoles. There is, yeah, so because they didn't have memory to, they didn't have CMOS to save to. It wasn't gonna, they weren't gonna record, every 1,000 rounds just for that. But in the arcade, um, yes, it did. It did keep account. So that's actually pretty neat. And now we do, if code lines up, we should not get a fight message. Okay, I lied. Oh, that's why. Oops. Here we go. Now, perhaps no, you get a round announcement, no fight. There we go. So the hex code in here actually lines up pretty well with this routine. Call that so this now with this next round we shouldn't get a heads up display. Okay, that's a lie. Did anybody have the PC version of this with a demo? You could only play Liu Kang and Reptile. I don't know if anybody remembers that or not. Yeah, you could only play Liu Kang and Reptile, and I think you had one or two stages. All right. So yeah, we got through some of this stuff tonight. Do me a favor, guys, if you wouldn't mind, in the comment section of this video, if you would please, in the comments section, I guess that's after the video goes up as a VOD or whatever they call it. Uh, Let me know in the comments what else you would like to see us look at in source code, stuff that we can look at in source code, compare it to the actual arcade to see how accurate it is. You know, we can do what we did tonight with MAME, or just other stuff like, you know, how often do they give clues? You know, how often does, I don't know, how often does a CPU opponent do a fatality? Stuff like that. If you guys want to leave anything like that in the comments, that would be cool. If you haven't liked the stream already, please do so. And for goodness sake, I'm supposed to tell you this too. If you want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe. I wouldn't hold it against you if you did. But I have got to jump out of here uh, for the evening. Um, so the other thing, demon kid is between Paul and myself, we've learned a lot about the routines just by going through the disassembly code and sorting it out for ourselves. The source code is a nice supplement for us. Hasn't shown us a whole. It kind of gets into the weeds a little bit. I don't know as much MK2 as MK3. I'd love to see some MK3 source or some UMK3 source at least. I know there's MK3 source out there, uh, but I would love to see some UMK3 source. But anyway, so yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight. Thank you guys for coming out. I'm sure there will be a part 4 at some point next week. I just have to go because I have to be up early. But all right, guys. Well, have a good one, and I will see you next time. Take care.